Happy Monday, everybody. Today is May 5th, so that's pretty Cinco de Mayo, I think is what it is. I think my husband and I are planning on going out tonight to dinner. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Colleen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kalama, Washington. Hey, everybody, look what launches tomorrow. The long-awaited new catalog. I am so excited. And, you know, along with new catalogs come great things, right? Like there's going to be a great starter kit offer. Just lots of fun. And so next week, my order's on the way. So next week, I will be showing you some new products. If you're here this morning joining me, please say hello. I am going to bring you up here on my laptop. And so I can greet you also. If you're catching the replay either here on Facebook or YouTube, leave a comment and say hello. And you'll find all of the information that I ever talk about online at my website, which is cardsbycoco.com. Anyway, new catalog launches tomorrow. So exciting. Anyway, it is the first week of the month, and for the first week of the month, I always love to share a kit from the kit collection. It is my favorite thing to do, well, one of my favorites, and I love to show you what comes in the kits. So we'd like to go camping and do some other things, and sometimes, honestly, I design so many cards, I just want an easy project, and they are all inclusive. So here's the ink spot. It comes with a block. So that's pretty great. And I save these for classes and whatnot. An exclusive stamp set. And I'm doing something out of the ordinary for me. No flowers today. No flowers, no fun fold. I'm doing something with sailboats. So this is the Maritime Moments kit. And this is at a great price point. Let me tell you before we get started. It's $21 in the United States. 6 cards, 2 of each design. So there's 3 different designs. And, you know, sometimes you just can't beat a pre-designed project. So let me open this up and then let's make a couple of cards together. So let me see here. Looking for my scissors. I was busy in my craft room this weekend doing some other things. One of them was cleaning. This place was a hot mess, folks. Hot mess in here to the point where I almost couldn't create anymore. So I had to take some time to clean. So all the kits, like I said, they're all inclusive. And just need to take this plastic wrapping off around there. And I love that it comes with the box. If you don't have a lot of storage, it's always nice to pop these back in the box for your storage. Works out great. And let's see what this kit came with. Did this one come with 2 blocks of me? No, I think it only came with 1. I think I probably tossed that in from when I was cleaning the room, tossed that in the box. So let's see what it comes with. Here's your block and some dimensionals, some mini glue dots, always fun. Let me tuck this block off to the side. Another one for the classes, yay. And then it looks like we have some twine, another one of my favorites. And some tear and tape, and if you follow, I do so many posts on tear and tape. I love tear and tape. And then our designs and our envelopes. So the one things I love about the kits, one of the things I truly, truly enjoy are the envelopes. And I don't know, I'm gonna hold this up and you can see it has a little maritime background. Maybe you can see it in the bolder color here. So how fun is that to receive this with that fun envelope? Okay, let's see what else the kit came with. So we have these little cards here. Oh, how pretty. So even though I grew up in a big city, I grew up in actually New York City, you know, it's surrounded by water. So I did a lot of boating. So boats are in the ocean. It's definitely a soft spot for me. Oh, celebrate the good life. To a great guy, and I tell you, I struggle with masculine cards, so this set is absolutely perfect for me. Right now, I'm pulling out my card bases, and then we'll look at the instruction pamphlet. And our ink spot for this one is gray granite, and I'm going to use the big ink pad I have and save that. Again, I like to use different things for classes. So, oh, we have our little more die cuts. Oh, and look at these die cuts here. Oh, and look, how fun. Okay, let's scooch this out of the way. And it does come out with a printout here, Maritime Moments, and it has the different languages. So if you are saving your stamp set, which I say kits are a great way to build up your supplies and to get started in stamping, because everything is all inclusive, and I just usually pop this in a sandwich bag together or in one of our plastic envelopes, Stampin' Up's plastic envelopes, and just cut this off and store it that way. And it works out great. All right, so you've heard me mention in this video this instruction booklet. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. That'll give us all of the instructions we need for today and show us how we're going to assemble our first card. So in the kit, just on the back of your pamphlet, it tells everything that comes in your kit and coordinating colors. So like the coordinating colors for this one is Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party. So do you say pecan or pecan? I always wonder. So you have a lot of other ones to choose from other than just the Gray Granite that comes here. If you are an avid crafter, pull something out from your stash. Front pictures of how your cards are supposed to look. And again, 2 each of 3 different designs. And then we open this up and it shows what we need to do to assemble. Now, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know I'm likely going to go rogue here and do something different. But I'm going to try not to. Work really hard not to today. Anyway, and it shows what we need for each card here. So really fun, but I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to pull out all of our supplies for card number 1. It looks like this is the card base we'll need. And then we need the lighthouse stamp. Let's pull that out. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pop this on a block right away, because if not, I will lose it somewhere on my workspace. I mean, I know that as well as I know my first name. And then I'll be asking everyone online to help me find what I have tucked away in some corner here. And let's go ahead and do this kind of a smaller block, but I think it'll work out okay. So we need that. And then it looks like we need this boat. And what else? We need the strip of this plaid here, and I love this color. I just love the colors in this kit. You know, when I first got it, when I first looked at it, I shouldn't say when I first received it in the mail. When I first looked at it online, I was thinking, I'm not sure. But I absolutely love it. And then we want to celebrate the good life. That's a great saying, isn't it? And then it looks like I need, let me see here, a starfish. Do I have a starfish here, or is that just on the picture? Nope. Looks like it's showing it right there. So here it is. It's all together. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do our stamping here. And it looks like we want our lighthouse tucked right back in there. It looks like it's going to fit nice and easy. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, good morning, Joan. Thanks for popping in today. We've had some gorgeous weather here in Washington this past weekend, haven't we? I was really glad this week was the kits collection, because I was been so busy out in my garden. And again, if you're new to following me, you will probably this time of year see more pictures of flowers from my garden than you will of cards. And I always kind of feel like I need to apologize for that, because it's like, oh, people come here to learn how to stamp, and here I am showing pictures of my flowers outside. Or my dog. I have a King Charles Cavalier that is my little baby. So let's see. And so all I'm doing is using my larger ink pad. And again, it comes with the ink spot. And it's green Gray Granite, which will work just perfect. I just saved mine. Just want to make sure I'm getting a good image, and I am. So if you have a, I'm going to try and keep my hair out of the way and get this tucked in there. if you have a stamp positioning tool, I would recommend using that for this if you want to be completely accurate, but I am happy with how that's stamped. It could have come down a little bit lower, but I'm happy with it. I don't think anyone I'm mailing this card to is ever even going to really pay attention or notice. And let me tuck that out of the way, and let's start our assembly here. So we have our ship, our lighthouse there next to the ship, and then we want to, you don't want to adhere it to the card base yet. Let me move this out of the way. It looks like we need some dimensionals on this piece, and although this came with dimensionals, I'm going to finish up some ones I have started here. And it even tells you where to put your dimensionals. So really, kits are so self-explanatory, and I always say this is a great way to get in to crafting and card making because the steps are outlined. You don't have to come up with your own designs. Everything is included, and it just makes it so nice and easy to create a fun project. So if you're joining me, just popping on, the kit I'm using today is the, let me look again here. It is the, I don't want to tell you wrong, Maritime Moments kit from Stampin' Up. Okay, so I'm not going to use the tear and tape because, as I've said before, I do enjoy hoarding tear and tape. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue, the liquid multi-purpose glue. And don't forget, Facebook is starting. I get lots of notifications that, you know, they're going back so many months and deleting videos. So be sure that you follow me over on YouTube. It's the same, I believe it's the same name, Colleen Light, Cards by Coco. And I love to share what I'm doing in my craft room. So when you comment, I usually do tend to answer and reply just because it's so much fun for me. All right, so there's that piece, and then let's adhere this one. Let's pop this off. And I have a little container here that I'm starting a collection, it appears, of dimensional backings. I have to be pretty careful. My little dog will oftentimes come in my craft room with me, and sometimes he'll be wearing these dimensionals in the evening. All right, so let's line up, match the pictures best you can, and go like that. Again, this shows tear and tape for this one piece here. This is going to tuck underneath, it looks like that. And then this one shows tear and tape underneath the brown piece, but I'm, again, going to go ahead and use the liquid glue. And just, I know it's kind of going over the edge there, so I'm not going to bring the glue to the end. I'm going to bring it just there. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? And then it looks like this. See, they show that one piece going down first, but I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to lift it up and bring it under. Probably user error, right? But there we go. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to take a little dot of glue and pop it right there. And then press that down. Easy peasy. I think we could use one of those small dimensionals. Let's grab a small dimensional because I don't like how it's hanging over the edge there. And I'm going to take a small dimensional, put it right here, and just adhere that and secure it a little bit better. And here is our sentiment, which it says to put up on dimensionals, but I mail so many of my cards. Honestly, I'm not going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and glue it because I don't want it to be too bulky. But you should do what you like. See, I told you, I'm going to try and make it like the instructions say, but then I never actually do I? I kind of always change something and bring that to the end like it's saying, oh, how pretty is this? Celebrate the good life. What a great sentiment. And there is card number 1. Just that easy. I absolutely love this. Look at this. It's all ready. Celebrate the good life. You could write happy birthday in it. I mean, it could be a graduation card. It could be pretty much anything. I just think it's fun. Maybe a good retirement card. All right, so let's tuck that one off and go on to card number 2. And let's go ahead and grab our supplies out for this one. And you'll see I'm stamping on a Stampin' Pierce mat. If you don't have one, use either your catalog or the cardboard that comes in the kit. These are photopolymer stamps, so you are going to want a bit of a cushion underneath. Let me see here. Oh, and look at this beautiful, beautiful fun color here. And let's go ahead and fold it. And if you don't have the bone folder, which you'll see me using here, bone folder, I think you should order one. It's kind of one of the standard supplies, but if not, just use the edge of a block to give that a good burnish. So here we go. There's number 1. And then for this one, we need the, see, here I am already misplacing stamp sets. We need these kind of leafy things here and the sailboat. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first. So we want this, it looks like it's going to come here. And then where is the sailboat stamp? It looks like this one is going to come lining up there. There maybe? Let me see here. Let me see. I think there would fit the best. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. It looks like it's a little higher in the picture. It is a little higher. Let's do it there. Okay, I like to get things kind of lined up. So let's go ahead, and since that's where we want the sailboat, let's stamp that one first. Let me move this out of the way, grab this, grab my mat. It's so much fun to play around with these kits and to do different things. And let's go ahead and make sure with the new stamp, I always like to make sure it is stamping well before sometimes they have a little film on them from the factory. So before I stamp on my designer series paper, I am always going to make sure that the stamp is stamping well and it doesn't need to be wiped off. All right, so it says to do it right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll hold my breath, give it a whirl. Oh, pretty. All right, I like that. A little bit maybe, it looks like it's just resting right on top of the water. Perfect. All right, let's grab the other one then. The bigger stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and just place it like that. And this one looks like it's angled here. All right, again, we're going to practice with this stamp here. Make sure we like the, oh, look at that. That's pretty. So I think, you know, when I always make the first cards as close to the way they're designed, and then maybe I'll add the next few cards I make in some different colors. Maybe I'll bring in some of the coordinating colors next time. And let's go ahead, and it looks like I just want to stamp like this. Again, hold my breath and give it a good press. Give that ink a minute to absorb, and there we go. Okay. So our stamping is done. Let's bring out our card base. And again, with the dimensionals. Pretty, pretty. I don't know about you, but I love a floral stamp set. And so I have so many, what you would, I guess, call feminine cards. And not so many for boys and men. So maybe that should be my goal as we come into this new catalog, to make sure I'm doing more, a different variety. Okay, so this looks like this is just centered. So this is the card folded in half, line it up, and just eyeball it. It does not need to be perfect. Just eyeball it and then give it a good press. Okay, now let's see what else do we need here. Looks like we need an anchor and some of that gorgeous twine. Let's grab that. And it looks like we are just going to thread this through and knot it. Well, that was easy. It says 8 inches, so it says cut at 8 inches. I don't know. I think I'm not going to do that. Maybe. I think it's plenty long enough though. Oops. And I am not good with dimensions, so I probably should have grabbed a ruler. But there we go. That looks fine to me. That looks fine. There we go. So there's our anchor. We need our sentiment here. To a great guy. And let me see, do we need one more piece here? We do. We need the sail. It looks like the sail here is going to also pop up on dimensionals. So let's do that. The dimensionals want to stick to me more than anything else, I think, today. And I'll have all of this uploaded, a blog post, and uploaded to YouTube before the end of the day or tomorrow morning. And then it looks, see, per our instructions, we're just going to pop this on the boat to give that, on our sailboat, to give that a little bit of interest and dimension. How pretty is that? And then this also is going to get popped up on a couple of dimensionals. Let's do that and place that in the center to a great guy. And then this piece here, right here, looks like we're just going to put a glue dot behind that knot. I mean, that's all I can see. That's all I think. I don't see a notch in the card, so I think just a glue dot. But that looks kind of long. I think I'm going to re-knot it a little bit lower. Let's just go a little bit lower there. Oops. Well, that was a hot mess. Maybe we should just try that one again. Let's give that one a whirl again. Trying to bend it and wrinkle it and everything else. This anchor is not very sturdy in my hands, I tell you. All right, so here we go. I'm going to bring it down a little bit lower. There we go. Now let's use one of these little mini glue dots here that came in the kit. And I'm going, it looks like it comes right up here in the corner. So let's do that. Pop that off. And I tend to just roll it a little bit so it doesn't take up so much room, because I just want the knot to fit there. So I tend to roll mine. It's fine if you leave it just the way it is. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I am going to take this just like that. And there's the anchor. You can make that even shorter yet, but I think that looks pretty cool and really close to the picture. So that's a win for me. All right, so there's card number 2. And if you're just popping on, we are working today with the Kits Collection Maritime Moments kit. So I'm happy if you popped in to join me. Oh, and let's do our envelopes as we make these cards. So this one clearly has the Cajun craze. Would go with this card. What a nice set that is. And then this one here would go with this one. Very nice. I'm really happy with this kit. All right, let's make our last card. And look at this beautiful ocean colors on this one. How gorgeous is that? Let's grab that and get this folded in half. I love that everything comes pre-scored and ready to go. Okay, and let's see what we're stamping this time. This time it looks like we're stamping some seagulls. So this kit actually is using all of the stamps that come in the kit. We're using everything. And look at this pretty marina picture, which is so fun. So another fun fact, I did grow up close to a marina, and so probably could hear my New York accent a little bit with that one. And still some words, after all these years, still some words come out with a little bit of a New York accent. So I used to spend lots of really fun times down there. Well, here's a block that I have. Let me show you how this one works. This would be a one of the blocks that came in a kit. Just so you know that it stamps really well. Let's go ahead and grab this. And then where do we want our birds? Looks like we want them right over this scene right there. So let's see. Oh, these are perfect. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, so let's see if I can restamp that. The one, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one alone. The little wing is not great over there, but it looks like it's fading into the distance. And I just know, I know in my heart that if I try and just line that up perfectly, it's not going to work. If I was using a stamp positioning tool, I would give it a whirl, but I'm not going to. Just because. So this one's going to need some dimensionals on it. So let's go ahead and get that one started. Just because I know myself well enough to know that I think, oh, I'll be able to do that. And then I won't be. So sometimes it's better to just leave well enough alone. And you know what? If I decide I don't like how that one seagull looks, I am going to go ahead and just put some sort of a embellishment over it. I have a drawer full of embellishments, and that's what I'll do. If I just decide that that's not for me, that's what I'll do. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and use, you could use a glue dot to secure this. I'm actually going to use my seal plus just to anchor the tail end here. And it looks like we're just going to wrap it around this base. How fun is that? There we go. Just a couple of 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You know, whatever you think looks good. I always tell people, it's your card. Make it so you like it. Okay, perfect. And let's go ahead. And it looks like we need to juice. And these are textured. I didn't realize that. Let me hold it up and see if you can see. Let me put the light on it and see if you can see that this is actually like embossed and textured. They look like little waves, so that is super pretty and gives a nice little extra touch. And this card is actually going to lay the different direction. Well, this is kind of fun. Okay, so I like to lay the middle one down first. That's what I'm going to do. And then I go and line up the top, the bottom, and the top. It's just an easier way for me to lay down these strips. There's a good chance it's still going to be a little off center, but that's okay. Let me open this up. And this one looks almost a little darker. No, it's the same color. All right, let's get this close to center here. And let's get that going. And let's do another one. Again, for your kit, you would use the tear and tape. That's what it's showing to use here. But since I have everything I need in my craft room, that's what I'm going to do. And when I go camping and bring a kit with me, let me tell you, the glue bottle is coming along too. So, let's go ahead and do this. And speaking of campers, we had our trailer all ready to go this past weekend. We don't have any trips scheduled yet, but we did get it kind of picked up after the winter and cleaned out a little bit. Okay, here we go with this one. And let's put this one right here, it looks like. Perfect. Oh, this little guy came loose. Let me put that back down. There we go. And then this one also calls for some dimensionals. But since it sits off a little bit, I'm going to grab those mini glue dots that came in the kit, and let's put them towards the outside here. And then let me see here. Yeah, we'll just go towards the outside. Oh my goodness, that one did not want to stay on. Like I said, I think they want to stick to me today. There we go. And you can add a drop of glue there if you wanted. Let's go ahead and tuck this guy right there. And then here we have the other sentiment. Best wishes for a perfect day. Well, that's nice. That's another nice one, isn't it? And this calls for the 2 dimensionals. So let me grab them. Let me see here. I might have used up all the ones that I had. May have to get into the one from the kit. Okay. So you can see you get plenty of supplies. So we want it on this side here. Plenty of supplies come in your kit. And let's go ahead and pop this one, looks like down a little bit. Best wishes for a perfect day. So I think that would make just a fabulous card for pretty much anybody. Fun to send out. And you could add a little drop of glue there if you wanted on the outside, or a little strip of that tear and tape. I have a little dimensional backing there. And then here's the envelope for this one. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's always so fun for me to share what I'm making in my craft room. And here are the 3 cards from the Maritime Moments kit. And let me show you the envelopes that go with them. So there we go with that one. And this one. And then this one. So in that short period of time, we have 3 gorgeous cards. Apparently I've been working up on the camera today. So thank you so much. Please join me next Monday for a fun card. I'll be getting my new products in, and can't wait to spend some more time showing you what I'm working on in my craft room. Have a great day.